kind of an interesting one, not Florida topic, but I love talking about my guy Steve here. So I actually did a lot of digging on this and try to figure out what was going on. I like talking about other teams. And I hate this is the part that I hate about it. The college football. Like as much as I love to see a team have its downfall, I don't. This part isn't. It's fun, but it's not fun at the same time. Boo Carter, who was an electric pickup for them last year, played on both sides of the ball. I followed his recruitment. Came down between Tennessee and Colorado. I felt like Colorado was going to be a good fit because it felt like he wanted to play both sides of the ball, DB, a little bit of kind of Travis Hunter-like. Guy was electric.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys want to play both sides, and this is what makes Travis Hunter so special. Like it's not as realistic as what people think that it is. So it started with a Vol Insider saying, I don't believe there is a high possibility that Boo Carter does not play this year. Boo Carter played DB last year. That was the big factor. So then I got to dig and I go, what's going on? Like he didn't mention anything. I was like, there is some issues. There seems to be some rumors. I don't want to like create anything because I've seen what happens with Pat McAfee when they start stuff. But apparently there happened some personal things that happened. There doesn't seem to be any like realistic stick to it. But it was off the field related. That's all that I'm going to say. Look, this is all kind of forum stuff. So who knows what's true and what's not true? His mom made a post about my son's not related to this. Blah 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 blah. So he was speaking to that. There's some of the rumors. There's starting to be some smoke behind it. Then I saw this post where it says, so Tony Basali is the guy that hinted he won't be a part of the Tennessee team. Said he's in trouble or something, which is the off the field stuff. And apparently there's also some madness happening where he doesn't want to play defense. And Colorado keeps meddling, who I just said was involved with the recruitment, right?
Gosh.
And look, he played from what I was reading when I was doing my digging through the Tennessee forums. He played some on the offensive side of the ball in 2025. He was a part of that. So obviously he wants to be involved with that some more and wants to be probably a star. I do remember his recruitment being a big flashy one as well. But the reason I wanted to talk about it was because I keep seeing Tennessee show up on a lot of lists. One of the lists we talked about the other day, which was the most money being spent in NIL. Another list where their valuation, they were in the billions. They were in the top 10 of most valued football team right now. And we've talked about this. When you go out there and you buy a team and you put it together through a different foundation, not everybody struggles with it, right? You can find success. It's very similar to your Tom Coughlin approach or your Jimmy Smith approach, right? Is that his name? Jimmy Smith, Cowboys head.
Yeah. He said, what? Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
who can manage the superstars, who can manage probably a big payroll, right? Where Coughlin's like, I'm here to get, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. So two different approaches to the game, both successful. But it is kind of the funny part for me as a Gator fan is watching this unfold because Nico was a big one. And then you see and this is what we've talked about, why Napier, and you hear the guys even on the team say, yeah, Nate doesn't, stays away from that type of personality. And this isn't a shot to those kids. It's just, you're not going to fit in this culture because this is how we function. And so when this is the downfall of, you see one guy kind of act a certain way and kind of throw a fit, he leaves to get, and he gets what he wants. Effect. Now Boo's saying, well, there's no way you're going to lose two of us. And Tennessee's kind of in a place we put our foot down and try to kind of mend the culture. They also had stuff like 2 years ago where there was some beef going on with the linebackers in the locker room when Hendon Hooker was there, which is when NIL was first starting up, of him not being paid. So it's very interesting to see all of this unfold. And again, this is where I think these are just small, bad stories that you don't want as a program. This is coming off of SEC Media Week, where Heupel showed zero confidence in the quarterback room as well. A lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. And I said it, not know if it's all related to money or whatever, but I said it before, man. You don't want to get caught into the hype of just paying people just to pay them, man. That will fracture a locker room. You got a lot of guys that are putting in a lot of work, and they know the real work and energy and effort that it goes into this. And if you just see someone come in and just get paid to do whatever, it can fracture your locker room. I love the locker room that we have at Florida. I love the way the guys get along together. But the Nico thing was the first chip to let you know, when you don't have stability at the most important position on your team, that means your whole locker room is going to be fractured in some way. People are going to start bickering and talking, and once you get to that level of it, you cook for lack of better words. You start getting back and forth with the coaches, and you know what I mean. You're not happy, and once that get to the top level of your leadership on your team, you're basically cooked. I expect to see this play out on the field play. Um, Things like this in your locker room is definitely going to affect everyone else. Affects your meetings, your preparation for the week. It affects everything, and I expect to see that play out in the Tennessee locker room this year.
The other thing I was kind of again scanning through that he was missing practices, very similar to the Nico drama as well. And look, the same type of how this is unfolding, where it seems like it's just a bunch of gibberish behind the scenes. That's how the Nico conversation started. Usually, when there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, I've learned that very quickly. And I think because there really isn't any repercussions for being wrong anymore, more and more people are willing to put their name on it and be associated to some sort of news, whether it is true or not. Because more than likely, there's probably some truth to this. The severity of it probably varies. But again, the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about was just the cultural issues and how Tennessee, I genuinely think, takes a huge step back. Their biggest strength is going to be their defense. They're returning, I think, like 69 or 70%. A lot of numbers in my head last week in teams, but they return a lot of their starting production, and I want to say they're in the low 40s when it goes to the offensive side of the ball. And this was a guy that was a playmaker on the special teams, played a little bit of slot last year. Could be a guy like a Eugene Wilson-esque where you can dump the ball off, very Squirrel White-esque, if you will, for what he was to them last year. But again, you've got Joey Aguilar, who's fighting for two freshmen, George McIntyre, and the other one's a redshirt freshman, I believe, for the starting role. Mom's calling us now, Steve. We can.
Hey, Mama.
Well, about time.
Well, I had to get cleaned up for the show. I had to take my shower, so I'm all clean.
So you called us before Stinky?
Yeah, I did call you Stinky earlier, and then I cleaned up for the occasion.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We love you, Mama.
Called in a few weeks.
You have missed. Yeah, we were worried.
I got to get on my mama.
Called in, so I was figuring, the guys need to call. Mama needs to check on the boys.
I did. When you called in, we were in our flow state. I was like, I can't.
I saw that, and I saw you look, and I saw you roll your eyes. I saw all that.
Oh no!
And then I was like, and then I was watching for a little longer, and I got in the shower. But
I don't know if I rolled my eyes of like disgust.
You did.
I was like,
it's on video. I mean, it's on.
Well, it was more of like like I want to answer it, but this I'm in a moment. Like we can't interrupt the flow. And I was like,
you your mama child, since you know all your expressions.
My famous 93 Harris loves me, and I love him, and so I had to call and check on him, make sure he's doing good.
Thank you, Mama. I love you dearly.
You can't hear him, but he said thank you, love you.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm being very good. I'm not even watching me talk to you this time. I'm being so good this time. It's unbelievable.
I don't know if you were in trouble for watching us last time, but thank you for getting. I'm glad you don't smell. Glad you don't smell. That's important.
I'm clean. I got my American stars on, dummies.
Okay.
I'm good to go, man.
I love it. Well, thank you for calling in. I thought we missed you. I was like, wow, she went to bed. She's done with us.
Nah. She doubled back.
I had to get my shower. I did my 2 miles today walking.
Okay.
So you've been hustling. All right,
motivation.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you too, Mama. Thank you.
Love you.
All right.
She comes over on Tuesdays. She'll be here tomorrow. But good stuff.
Well, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was, but yeah.
We were talking about Boot Carter.
No, I was gonna say, these with this day and time, anytime something's happening within your organization, it's gonna get out now. There's too much going on, a lot of money talks, people feeling a certain type of way. News is gonna leak out. Like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think we did a good job, the Gator staff, of anytime something tried to get out, or if there was a little bit of smoke, we put it out. You know, the fact that Tennessee's not saying much, or they just trying to keep their mouths closed on the issue and not addressing it, just let me know that it's probably a little more than just smoke.
Yeah, so. I think they're probably frustrated. That was kind of how Hype looked during SC Media Day, was just frustrated. But